there's an interesting balance to be had between putting things out there and not wanting to say too much,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then not putting them out there at all and being afraid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's okay. I'm wary that I'll seem. No, I'm not gonna seem like anything.
No, you're not going to seem like anything. No.
Where the books that I've got onto lately,
Yeah.
I'm on 91 books now.
Oh.
But a lot of them, I was going through a couple books and I was like, these are not scratching the itch anymore.
Yeah.
And then from Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk, where he was talking about like Buddhism and going to the ashram, which is like the kind of monastery area. I was like, that's kind of like an interesting philosophy. I like the things that he talks about. There's then a book, I think it's called Siddhartha. I know it's called Siddhartha.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to pronounce the word properly, but that's it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of on that idea. It's like a guy going through this like spiritual journey. So now I'm getting into like these spiritual books. And then there's a book that like influences Buddhism. It's like one of the founding like texts, like the Bible kind of. Maybe I'm bastardizing that a little bit, but it's called the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so it's like apparently from a war that was like 5,000 years ago, and then it's like a conversation with one of these princes who's going to be partaking in the war with then this embodiment of like God, and then they're going through this big like exploration. But one of the core principles, basically, it's like a founding text for like how to conduct your life, like influenced Gandhi and fucking all these big thinkers. But one of the ideas is detaching from the outcomes of your labors, essentially. So like being able to do work for the sake of doing the work, but not being attached essentially to what happens through it. So that idea that you're talking about there of kind of putting something out there a little bit, but not being not clinging to the outcome, not needing the outcome, not being afraid of putting it out there first and foremost, doing the work to put yourself moving in that direction, but kind of releasing yourself from holding on to needing a certain outcome to transpire, which is mad because this is a book that was written 2,500 years ago from a battle that was 5,000 years ago, and it's talk about the stuff that we are talking about. Remember, we stumbled across that idea of just doing the work and falling in love with the process and not needing a specific outcome, just doing the work for the sake of doing the work. Man, we knew the wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita just intuitively. And we are Zen Buddhist monks.
We are Zen Buddhist monks. I wonder, how common is it for people to come to these realizations, regardless of how they word it or how they frame it? Does everyone feel these things eventually?
I think so. I think it's just, that's like the nature of life. Like I think these like big texts they just are trying to describe and put those things into words that everyone will likely experience in their own way. It is interesting. It's like, that's what I'm finding with a lot of the books is and the books that I love the most, they're just like putting words to things I've already experienced. It's not even that I'm like learning something new. It's just, I experienced this thing. People thousands of years ago experienced this thing. I must be on the right path if I'm trying to live this way. It's just life, baby.
I love when you're reading and they word a connection between two ideas that you have. So it feels intuitive, but they just put the icing on the cake. They just put the last nail in.
Tiny little bridge that just
put the last piece of the puzzle. The way they word it, it's like you already had all the pieces, or you had all the pieces and they weren't even close to being together, but you understand it all so well, and then they connect them all and connect them in a nice way. I love that. Like, say, Crucial Conversations. We praise that, but it's like all the ideas are intuitive, but they order them and they put them all together, and it's like, oh my god,
it's like a system. It's like a framework of
much sense.
there was a quote on that. Let me see if I can find it. Did I take it down? At first you learn by reading, later you read to confirm what you've learned by living.
Nice.
Nice. And that's what what I'm finding. It's like reading these things is just it's just reaffirming my like lived experience. It's putting words to things that I've already gone through. And I love that feeling of like, we talked about it in the last podcast where like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who experiences this. When you read something from hundreds and thousands of years ago, and it's the same stuff
Same
that you're
shit.
experiencing. You're like, oh shit, we're all actually just going through the same cycle like over and over again. It's fascinating. It's such a fascinating concept, isn't it? Yeah. But I'm on my spiritual buzz now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm learning about Buddhism. I like when I said I was going to say like I'm getting into Buddhism. I'm not getting into Buddhism. Like I'm enjoying
practicing.
I'm enjoying learning about the ideologies.
Cool.
And then like Taoism. It's like a Chinese. See, I don't even know if they're religions. Like because you'd call like Buddhism a religion, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Bullets.
How bullets. Fucking, we're gonna go into like the background of Buddhism now. But do you know anything about Buddhism or the Buddha?
Nope.
So supposedly it was a couple thousand years ago. This guy, Siddhartha Gautama, is how you say it. But he was just a prince. He was like a prince in India, as far as I know. And he like just decided he was gonna renounce. Okay, and I might be bastardizing it a little bit because I've already read a couple of books.
Yeah.
But
Give us what you know.
he like renounced all of his belongings and his earthly pleasures and went in and started meditating and became an ascetic. You know what an ascetic is? First, I suppose this is just people who like give up their belongings. Aesthetic. Aesthetic. He like started. He renounced all his belongings. Was trying to become enlightened, trying to find like a purpose to life and so on and so forth. And then I think there was one story where he just like sat in the same spot for like days on end, like not eating or drinking.
People do that now,
thinking.
man. People do that now on TikTok. Yeah.
And eventually fucking reached enlightenment, and he kind of just created this system or framework, these ideas of how to live in a way like freeing yourself from desire, that like human suffering is kind of rooted in desire and being attached to things. If you can like release yourself from that, that is kind of like the pathway to serenity and peace and enlightenment and so on and so forth. So it's kind of just a fella who learned some stuff and then started sharing with people like, this is like a nice way to live. You might feel kind of good and peaceful if you live this way.
It's everything.
Yeah, so I like that. It's kind of, it's like the way I look at it is kind of just like a philosophy of sorts. It is a religion in that now there are like practices and like rituals and things like that people do, but the ideas are just from a guy who realized some smart stuff, I guess, and passed it down, and I like that. See what you can learn from that.
Is the sentiment that you get to the point where you realize you don't need anything?
Kind of, yeah. So that's what I have gathered from it thus far. That like suffering comes from that desire, like wanting more, that greed, that being attached to outcomes. When you can kind of like release from all that, surrender from all that, just go with the flow of life. You don't need anything. That is the point that you reach that enlightenment and unity with everything that's around you. You see the beauty in all things, the connectedness of all things, so on and so forth. And again, I'm like, yo, we be talking about this shit. Like, this is all, like, are we?
We do be.
Man, am I Siddhartha Gautama? Like, am I?
That spawned two ideas. One is smaller because it's not the biggest deal to me personally, but you were talking and it brought up the seven deadly sins of Christianity, or no, Catholicism. Yeah. Which one?
Don't know.
What's the right thing to say?
Is Catholicism? No, which one is the bigger branch? And then there, I don't know. And
Christianity.
Yeah, that's actually one that prompted the thought for me as well, because I was like, yo, who wrote the Bible? And then I was looking that up, and then it's like
people,
the apostles, like the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, like those people. They wrote the New Testament, I think.
Posse.
And then Moses or something wrote the Old. Old Testament.
He did a few things.
Yeah.
But those seven deadly sins are almost, they're needing things, aren't they? Lust, envy, wrath.
Yeah.
I don't know the rest.
Yeah.
Whatever. But they are the lack of control of your internal desires and demands and whatnot.
Yeah. Then
on like a less specific, I feel like they're quite specific of things you might want, but then on the broader topic of needing and how he realized, like he came to the point where he was realizing and enlightened to the fact that He doesn't need anything to just be. And then so long as you're secure in just being, then anything else is like a bonus if you even want it. Because of course we're going to live a life where we do want. We're probably not going all the way in his direction, but being less bound to the necessity of having or achieving or acquiring in order to be happy. And I think early days when we were younger, in early podcasts, we would say like allowing your happiness to be dependent on something external is a slippery slope. It's very difficult to cut that off as well. Obviously, we want to be successful. We want to, squat this, or we want to buy this or make this much or whatever. But I was talking recently, again, it's just the same idea that we always talk about and we feel with my friend Sean. And it was essentially the idea of being secure makes you so much more, when I say attractive, not inherently sexually or romantically, but it makes you so much more personable, and you can go about your interpersonal life and your social life in such a healthy way, and you don't infringe on other people's happiness when you don't need anything. Because when people can't get in on you, it's like people can always be nasty, but when you don't need them to act in any certain way, it's not ripping you apart. Of course, if you were to turn around and you hate me and you leave my life, I would be sad. I'd be disappointed at the loss. But day-to-day things where people are getting bothered and annoyed, and it's like you're not just. It's like the trunk of your tree has gaps in it or something. Has gaps where people are like,
there's little chinks. There's chinks.
There's chinks.
If someone brushes up against one of those thorns, it like. It bothers you. That's actually one of the analogies that I heard, is you have those thorns that are sensitive. If someone touches on one of those insecurities, then you are, it's physically painful. You lash out, you react. Whereas when you've kind of done some of that self work, you remove those thorns. You don't have these sensitivities that will influence your behavior to be like rash or nasty or outwardly negative or things like that.
Because again, other people's behaviors are just their own. It's not yours. It's not about you. Even if it's about you in their eyes, they're only behaving that way. And if you wouldn't behave like that, so it is just that their culmination, their culmination of behaviors.
It's fascinating. It's
we still get bothered. It's not, in saying this, it's the attempt to rationalize why we shouldn't. And I notice in myself as I continue to get older that I get bothered by less and less from other people.
It's a journey. It's a journey, like experiencing these things. And again, it comes back to that idea of, it's like you come to these realizations through your lived experiences as well, I think. But then maybe I don't even really want to talk about the like religious stuff too much. But I used to be very like I didn't believe in anything in that regard. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of started to realize like, these things are kind of just like a guide on how to live in a nice way. How to live morally, how to live with kindness. And I'm sure there's fucking shit in some of the books that talk about gay people and, like gay people or whatever. Like that Old Testament.
There's
like,
some things that we gotta say. Okay.
we gotta, like, maybe don't adopt all that stuff.
Man, why did they have to get a few digs in? Like, they were kind of going, don't worry about what other people do. But if they're kissing other dudes, what?
Like,
chill, dog.
But is that? I don't know. I haven't read the book.
I don't know either. I've heard that the Bible frames things in a less specific way, and then
an
people
ambiguous
took
way,
them.
and then people create harsh rules around it, or like extremist values of any degree for any group. That's probably when things start getting a lot too good. But on the whole, I think they're meant to serve as guides for just how to live nice.
On the whole, they are, man. They are. And I think I can see the value in people subscribing to the general recommendations of well-being in those things. And I imagine we subscribe to ideas, or we could read a lot of books that back in the day, if someone just happened to put together a book and a load of people read it, it would just become an ideology that a bunch of people followed.
It's fascinating. I'm on a little spiritual arc. I'm trying to release, surrender from judgment. I'm trying to just be. I'm trying to just exist, let things happen. Not one of the books there's 4 of them actually that I read from this one guy, Michael Singer. Michael, his first name, something Singer anyway. Just a spiritual fella.
Yeah.
First one is The Untethered Soul, and then
You may have sent me a picture of that.
Yeah. Then The Surrender Experiment, and then Living from a Place of Surrender, and then Living Untethered. They're all basically talk about the same thing, but kind of just.
Is it not being tied to anything? Is that what's the?
Yeah. So The Untethered Soul opens with exploring consciousness.
Okay.
So like the voice that's inside our head, and how there is like the voice that is just constantly prattling along, that is observing everything and like giving a narrative to everything that we're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. You're driving down and you're thinking about old like past experiences that you've had. You're thinking about stuff that's happening in the future. Mm-hmm. You're analyzing something. You see something, you go, oh, I don't really like that color. I don't really like that. That person said this thing, whatever. You're constantly creating a narrative around what you're experiencing day to day, and then even if it's not something you're experiencing now, you're thinking about previous experiences or future experiences. That there's just always this voice that is talking. And then he was talking about like what is that voice, and then the idea that there is that voice, but then there's also you who is behind that voice, who can observe that voice.
Yeah.
So what are the 2 things going on there? Are you that voice that is talking, or are you the thing that is witnessing that voice talking? Which is which? And then he goes down a whole rabbit hole of exploring that. And then kind of building on that idea, it's no longer associating with that voice, just noticing it come by, almost viewing it as like a roommate. And he's like, imagine you had someone sitting beside you, which was like saying out loud all of the things that you're saying in your head. You'd be like, that person is insane. Would they ever just shut the fuck up? Like that person's cooked. It would be incessant. You would not want to hang around with them. Mm-hmm. So he's like, if you can detach from associating with thinking you are your thoughts, and resonating more with the observer of those thoughts, then kind of detaching from that judgment. Like you don't need to cast judgment on everything that you're experiencing. You can let experiences just pass through you. You don't need to apply morality to like everything that goes on in your day. Yeah. And that's something that I'm trying to take more of. Yeah. No longer, and this was touched on, and then one of the spiritual books, I think it might have even been, to be honest, it might come up in a couple of them. There's so many fucking ideas, I don't know where they came from anymore. But it was talking about like one of these Buddhist monks, and like the elder person noticed that he had this kind of bit of an aura about him, and he was like, what happened? What's different? And he said he was walking through the courtyard, and there's a big tree that he had walked past every day for the past 5 years. But he was like, for the first time I saw it as just a tree. Every time I'd passed it before, it reminded me of a tree from my childhood that I fell out of, or it reminded me of the pollution that is going on in the world, that blah, 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 blah. He's like, for the first time I saw like just a tree. So that's a fascinating idea, not having to cast judgment or create a story or create a narrative around the things that happen to you, letting experiences just pass through you and just be at one.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. You're using the word narrative, and the first time I properly, made a space on my mental bookshelf for that word was, it may have been Crucial Conversations, but it was, don't create a narrative around other people's behaviors. Is we spin a narrative to explain very specifically why someone's behaving in a certain way, when you kind of have none of that information, or what you use is like either one piece of info about them or one piece of info about someone else who behaved similarly, and then therefore they must, it's like, chances are if you just leave it completely be, you're completely wrong, or you'll eventually get the required info. And then it's difficult, but if you can, releasing from that is so much less stressful than creating the narrative and then believing the narrative, because that narrative is often annoying. It's often hurtful.
You all come up with the worst story. You create a story that is the worst story. And then you believe it because you just believe your own thoughts. Because you identify with the thoughts that are in your head. You think they are right. They're like objectively true.
And even at that, let's say one of the bad explanations that you make is right, in that they did something to betray you. Intent, or they did something to betray you. Oftentimes, they also didn't have ill intent towards you. They just behaved in a way that probably betrayed their own word. And it's hurting you because they didn't keep their word. But it's not like it's unlikely they had ill intent to hurt you. They probably didn't, take something of yours to hurt you. It was to benefit them.
It was self-serving.
It was self-serving.
Yeah, they were thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
They were trying to look after themselves, and then buy a
that
byproduct of
that is
shit.
hurtful, right?
Yeah.
But it's like they weren't maliciously doing so. I don't know. Maybe that's a blurry line to dance, because if you're doing something aware that it could hurt someone, but it's self-serving, then I guess is that malicious?
Morality, baby. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a big question.
It's a
Big question.
That's
but
one
basically, like, again, don't take things personal, because it's probably more. It's definitely to do with them.
Yeah.
It's what they want. Yes, it is betraying you, so you can take that personally, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, it fucking comes back to the 4 agreements. It comes back to everything.
Yeah.
Man, it comes back to all of these books. Like, don't
bro.
take things personally.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. The more books you read, the more it's like you start seeing these universal truths.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the same ideas that come up over and over and over and over and over again.
Over and over.
But yeah, I think that idea, one of the I don't know if I'll actually be able to explain this the way that he did, but it was like a unique thought. And it's probably going to sound woo-woo when I say it, but when I heard it, I was like, fuck, that's actually that's a good idea. It was about how, like, of all the time that has been around, all the time, like, the world has existed, we are just living in, like, a tiny snippet. And of course we are, like, the center of our own universe. So everything is personal to us.
Yeah.
But he was like, say you are, like, looking out at the sea and you see, like, a whale come up and go down. Like, we create this judgment because that's the narrow perception that we are looking at. If you're in a dark room and you have, like, a spotlight and that's the one thing that you are seeing, like, that's creating your picture, your entire world. If you weren't looking at that same situation would still occur. It's nothing to do with you. Like, it's not personal to you.
Nice.
Whatever moment is existing, it's just what you're shining your flashlight on.
Yeah.
That moment, there's infinite amounts of moments that are occurring at the same time. Like, say something has happened in fucking Croatia at the moment.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with me.
No.
It's even, like, it's occurring, but it's nothing to do with me. We are just applying, and again, I don't know how, it's so much easier said than done. How can we remove that personalization? Because it is happening to us, so it is the most important thing in our world.
Yeah.
If you can acknowledge that all the moments that are occurring around you and are occurring even to you, they're not personal. It's not to do with you. It's the flow of life, and you are just happening to be here at the moment. Yeah. If you look to the left, there's another moment happening that you don't have a judgment on. If you look to the right, there's another moment happening that you don't have a judgment on. Yeah. Can you release the judgment in the moment that it's happening in front of you?
Yeah. It's funny because you mentioned a couple of years ago at this point that one very attractive trait or admirable trait is probably another good word for attractive, is being lacking of judgment. And at the time it was a shallower comment than what we're talking about judgment as now. And it was just essentially people who are explicitly judgmental of other people and attempting to pick apart and criticize other people, and almost it's typically negative. It's seldomly they're being judgmental to uplift someone. That's not nice to be around. And when you have friends or family or peers or whatever who are constantly judging other people, and I think it is something to do with ensuring they feel a little bit better because they feel pretty low and they want to feel a little bit better than others, that's not nice. It's not nice to be around at all.
It's draining.
Yeah, and you said that a few years ago, and now you're coming back to judgment. Brother! You're coming back to judgment we were talking about it interpersonally, but just judging full stop is keeping you down at the point you are, because you're often with those, say, interpersonal negative judgments, you are, instead of lifting yourself up, you're just trying to make everything else lower and at a point where it's acceptable for you, so you don't have to face the things that you probably don't want to face to lift yourself back up. But then judging everything because you're making so many attributions on the day-to-day that make you feel worse about life. You know?
Oh, that tickles my brain.
Yeah, it
I
does
love
tickle
it.
my brain as well.
It's
nice to talk about these things though, because you do lose track of some. You talk about them, and then as time goes on, their salience goes down a little bit, and then something will happen and you're bothered. It's nice to talk about.
And it's the same thing that I feel like I've said it every episode, where you need to keep coming back to these ideas. The first time I heard it was talking about, like, religious texts. People go through the same one book for their whole lifetime, just reminding themselves of the same ideas, the same philosophies. You need to keep revisiting it. You need to keep having these, like, reminders, refreshers, because through just the experience of life, things come up. You get wobbled off the path.
Your way of being and your perception of life and your worldview is malleable, and it will constantly update. And the whole idea that you are the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with resonates here, because sure, you may have grown up in a nice family or had a nice friend group, but then again, once you start to absorb the things you're around, the ideas you're around, you may have read these nice ideas and had these nice conversations, but then you go on through life and like there are thorns out there. There's toxicity in different things that you're absorbing as you go on. And the things you spend the most time consuming, be it people or media or whatever, is coming back in. So it's important to keep, like that they read a lot. Imagine us talking consistently helps us to keep hold of these ideas.
Bring them back up to
bringing these to the forefront rather than ideas you might have with, you know, a colleague in work who is very negative and can't shake it. It's like, even though you're not that negative, your brain is putting up a defense in some capacity. And it's like, then you're harboring that feeling. So it's important to water the ideas the flowers that you want to bloom in your garden. You know what I mean?
Man, what you said there, just like primed an idea of you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Due to social media and everything, bruh, you're being
spending
exposed
time with
millions of people.
Yeah.
You're absorbing the shit of millions of people. Probably people that you don't want to, you don't want to be absorbing that.
Yeah.
But now we are exposed to more information and more people and more opinions and more ideas than ever before. And I think that is just so, obviously it comes with so much potential for good, but I think we see quite often the detrimental. I was going to say word deleterious. Have you ever heard of that word?
No.
I think it means bad.
We'll go with it. The deleterious
impact that has. And then there was another quote. I actually think, I saw this, I think it was from fucking Marcus Aurelius or something.
Yeah.
Where...
Man, you know the joke where it's like 2 idiots sitting next to each other?
Yeah, man.
Aristotle and those two?
Man,
Socrates.
it could be I love it.
The modern day Socrates, Aristotle.
But it goes, guard the doors to your mind as carefully as your body. Bruh, if my boy Marcus Aurelius was saying that way back when...
That's amazing. Yeah. I like that.
And then you're like, yo, these motherfuckers were saying this from time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Guard the doors to your mind as strongly as you guard the doors to your body?
As carefully.
Carefully is a good word.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
People just be consuming. Man.
Vet what is going in there.
Consuming and
reading. Vet what's going in there. Be intentional with what you're absorbing, because it is even if you think that you are somehow immune or impervious to this, you are not.
You are absolutely
There's
not.
No way.
You're not.
I remember I heard this. It's kind of like a funny analogy to it, where. Okay, say you hate country music.
Okay.
Say you hate
I'm
country
envisioning
music.
this. I hate it.
Right?
It comes on, I'm like, oh.
No, yeah, you're pissed.
Okay, I'm pissed.
Yeah, you have to get a lift to work with this person. It's okay. There's one person who can give you a lift to work. You don't have a car.
Yeah.
This person has to give you a lift
I
to
hop
work.
in.
Right? Okay. It's a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
This fucker's playing country music. Okay. In the beginning, you're pissed. You're seething.
We let the liquor talk.
You're pissed, right? Day 1, you're fuming the whole time.
Yeah.
Day 2, day 3.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, fucking whatever. I don't like this country music, but whatever.
Yeah.
1 week in, man.
Tweaking.
Man, your foot's starting to bop a little bit.
Yeah.
The foot is starting to starting to bop a little bit.
Oh. Yeah.
2 weeks in, brother. Man, the tail feather's starting to bop a little bit. Man, a month in, you're listening to country music now. You're liking country music, okay? Even if you didn't like country music in the beginning, if you're immersed in that, eventually you're going to succumb to the environment that is around you.
Yeah.
If the influence and the
are.
people around you, you are eventually going to succumb to the environment.
Yeah.
Regardless. You're going to engage with it in some manner. You might not be country music's biggest fan, but you're going to start engaging with whatever the environment is.
Absolutely are.
So vetting what the environment is, vetting the people around you, vetting the inputs that you have, it's big. It's a big idea.
It is big, and it takes strength.
Yeah.
It takes strength. A similar concept, I imagine, is you keep turning up to work and they're making the same jokes about maybe things you don't like joking about.
Yeah.
It takes strength to lean away or even stand up against.
Yeah.
It's easier, and your brain will just slip in. It will just join the jokes, especially if they're trying to pull you in. Because that's how groups work. You're trying to include people, and if that's what you believe to be okay, you're going to start to test to see if other people like joking like that. And if people aren't putting up a strong defense, their mind, they will just join in on the jokes. And then that's how they joke. And then how you joke bleeds into how you think and how you talk and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's just one small example of whatever.
But I think that's something that almost everyone can relate to.
Yeah. People are making jokes about, you know, something vulgar or whatever. It's like, when you're young, you don't know how to navigate that stuff. And that's why we have to be careful around what we do and what we say around younger people.
Big time.
Big time. And you have to be aware of the part that you play in younger people's lives specifically. But then, man, even younger people, everybody develops at a different rate. We're at this age, we're at this point in our life at 24. There's people at different points in their lives at 24, where the things we say hold weight and they don't have a defense against them. So they land on their ground, you know, in their mind, and they'll water if they don't have a reason not to water, and so on. I kind of lost track there. But I loved what you were saying.
It stimulated a thought for me on how do I even approach this or word this one, because it's gonna sound almost woo woo maybe again. It was in the Siddhartha book, and it was basically about how like wisdom cannot really be passed down through like words and information. It has to be like a lived experience. So like knowledge can be passed down through words, but wisdom has to be lived. So I feel sometimes maybe when I talk about something, I feel it like passionately from my lived experience, from the things that I've gone through. But the words alone may seem like superficial or lack a depth to someone who it doesn't touch on a lived experience that they have yet. And one of the lines in the book was like, when like a wise person tries to share wisdom through words and information, oftentimes it sounds like foolishness. Because sometimes when I say so, even I prefaced this, it was going to sound like woo-woo. Like I'm aware that it might sound like it lacks substance, or it might sound like just throwaway words. But when you have a lived experience that goes alongside it, it's something that I talk about this a lot, like feel in your bones. Man. Like this is something that I feel when I talk about it, like I feel it. I guess I just try to maybe in my mind imagine how it might come across to someone who has not had the same experience. And how that could come across wishy-washy, stupid, poo-poo, like those fucking the meme of the dumb kids talking about Aristotle and Socrates and whatever. Because you perceive that they're talking about these words when they don't have the lived experience.
So if it doesn't resonate, it feels like woo-woo. What does resonation mean? That you can relate to it, that you have either a crystal memory, like something that you can visualize and remember words, or an actual feeling memory as well, that you're actually like feeling associated with this memory, and that's like a deeper resonation, I imagine. So for you, when you say you feel it in your bones, what I'll say like neurologically is that we have your like hippocampal consolidation of memories, where it's like you're saying these words or you're reading them and they don't resonate with anything for someone listening, but they remember the words because they sounded cool, like they guard your mind or whatever. So it doesn't mean anything to them, but it sounded cool, so they remember it, and it stood out, so they remember it. When something resonates with you on an emotional level, even to a small degree, like happiness, sadness, even a feeling like hunger or fear, anything, your amygdala is activated upon its kind of consolidation. And an easy way to imagine this is when there's more of your brain used to remember something, the more is used to bring it back to life in your mind. And when you hear something, that not only resonates with the memory, but resonates with your amygdala, because your amygdala then sends the signals all the way down for adrenaline and all it kind of, you're using your amygdala so that when you have a memory, your body knows what to do. So if it needs to run, or if it needs to smile, or if it needs to, get ready to eat and salivate and so on. So your amygdala is almost like coordinating your bodily physiological reaction with the memory. So when you feel it in your bones, it's because you're feeling all of the goodness that the satisfaction that you have with knowing this knowledge, whereas the people listening don't have it. So until you can read and you can gain this knowledge, but until your mind has felt frustration and then the satisfaction of resolution, and that your amygdala then kind of locks that memory in with depth, it's just surface level.
Come on. Ooh. Come on, brother. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, my brain is lighting up. My brain's lighting up listening to that.
It's lighting up. And this feeling of lighting up
Yeah.
means these memories are good, they're deep. Whereas when it's just reading something that doesn't quite resonate yet, you're lucky if you even remember it at all.
Yeah.
But then if you do remember it, it still needs to be tied to something. In my mind, I'm thinking of this kind of like metaphorical electrical chain going from one memory to another. And when they tie, it's bigger, it's stronger. Because then when you light that memory up, it lights that memory up too. Yeah. And imagine when there's hundreds of chains coming off
and they're all lighting up.
It's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, fireworks in the brain.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So much easier to remember.
Yeah.
That's like the whole, when people are recommending how to study and people are learning off these vast volumes of things that are new to them, it's way better to connect them to things or ideas or to each other. Where, do you ever hear of when you're trying to learn something off like a concept, imagine in biology, where the best way to learn it is you walk into your house and in the hall there's an idea and then that connects to something in the living room and it also connects to something up the stairs, and because you can follow it and your brain can remember it way better than just a list on your paper. Yeah man,
beautiful.
So when you say you feel in your bones, and when it's woo woo to someone, that is because it's not resonating with anything. There's no electrical chains going off. They're taking it into their short-term memory, but then your brain's like scrolling through all the files.
Anything that this
Control
ties
F,
to.
Control F, all the words, nothing's coming up. So it's like, you can keep it on your desktop for now, but you're going to exit because you can't keep all your tabs open.
There's nothing that it ties to. There's nothing we can attribute that experience to. And that's fascinating. I've gone through that experience with the books. Like I say I'm on like 91 books of 100 at the moment. The way that I've, like, it's intentional. I remember I posted about the books that I've read so many, and it's like a lot of people, whenever I talk about that, they're like, are you even like taking any of this information in? Someone was like, these must be Ladybird books if you've read fucking however many of them and whatever time and blah blah blah. The way that I look at this, because it is like an intense kind of period of learning and consuming this information, it's like trying to front load the period of acquiring as much information and worldly wisdom as I can. And an analogy that I saw for it is kind of like just pouring wet concrete out. And it's kind of like scattered and it's messy and it's expansive and it's kind of going everywhere, but it's laying the foundation for what is to come. So I'm exposing myself to a lot of ideas, and some of them are amazing. Like it's like a total paradigm shift in the way that I think. And then some of them I can discard. Like they're not that useful. But I'm going through this period where I've been exposed one time to all these thoughts, that then when I go through life, I can identify what has been particularly useful for me. But when I experience stuff, I already had like a little bit of a seed planted already. And then it starts to build and then it starts to compound. I remember I was telling you I was reading like business books a couple of years ago, and I was going through them and I was hearing all these terms that meant nothing to me. I had no lived experience of it. And I was like it's not, like when you're reading it, the way that you outlined or you gave that circumstance, it's like opening a file, you're searching through everything. I have nothing to cross-reference that to. So I'll try just keep it in there, and hopefully there will be a lived experience that I go through at some stage that will tie to it. And then now revisiting that I've had like a few more years of running and owning a business, I'm coming back to these ideas and I'm like, this all makes sense of why this has utility, why this has value, where it relates to what I need to do right now. Because it used to like stress me out before, that I'm like, why don't I know what this is? Why don't I know what it means? But bro, you're fucking 18, 19 years old. You haven't lived enough.
You can't live all these things. It's like learning anything. It's like when I was learning lots of things in psychology and I'd read something and I'd be like, oh man, that's still not sticking. It's like, because why would my brain stick it? Why would my brain stick that when I've never had to apply that to anything at all?
So fascinating. So I love this concept, and it's like, it's very intentional. I'm going to try get these 100 books done. To be honest, I might try to do 125 this year. I think I'll try to do 125, but it's getting to the stage where each book, there's like diminishing returns for the books that I'm consuming, because in a given genre, I've covered a lot of the biggest, most important books you've absorbed or taken in or been exposed to, at the very least, the big ideas. So now a lot of the books that I'm reading, where in the beginning it was like a big paradigm shift, it was a crazy idea that I was being exposed to for the first time. Now when I've read a whole book, what I might be able to take away from it is like a new phrasing or a new way of like thinking about one specific topic, a new word, as opposed to a new whole idea.
Yeah.
So I'm consolidating concepts as opposed to being exposed to new ones. If I do that, I kind of, you know, that whole idea of like compounding interest, and like as time goes on longer, I'm trying to front load as much of the knowledge so that I have a longer time where that knowledge can compound and I can actually use it in future, as opposed to reading at like a slower pace and taking a lifetime to consume all this information. Expose myself to a battery of stuff off the bat, kind of filter through and discard what is going to be useless as compared to useful. And then one thing I've been kicking around the idea of is, okay, when I shift gears from like consumption to acting on this information, like integrating and expressing and teaching the stuff that I've learned, I was like, fuck, I really like learning and reading and listening to stuff.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? Am I going to just create a rule where I listen slower to a new book instead of listening on fucking 3 times speed? I force myself to listen on 1 time speed. I force myself to only consume 1 book a week. I don't really know, because I find myself being kind of obsessive with it and I want to keep pulling on the threads. So I don't know if that's something that I want to do. And then I was like, okay, I also have found so much benefit, because it's kind of a zero-sum game, the attention. Like when I'm reading a book or listening to a book, I can't be putting that attention somewhere else. If I'm reading or listening, I can't be scrolling. So it has been like a 1-to-1 replacement of that. I don't want to not read or listen to new stuff anymore and leave like a vacuum there. So what I realize I'm going to do is I've exposed myself to 150 books, whatever, over my lifetime. I have my favorites of the ones that have been most useful. When I'm shifting gears from consumption to production, I'm just going to go back to listening and reading my favorites. So re-consuming the ones that I've found the most value from, re-downloading all those ideas again and using that to create, as opposed to trying to look for new ideas and new concepts. Because the utility and the benefit of that consumption has been like one of the most transformative things I've experienced. And I don't want to lose that. But it's like now I've gone through a fucking sea of books. Yeah. I know these ones are the highest like return. Yeah. Let me delve back into those. So I'm continually swimming in those ideas. It's that idea, like you continually expose yourself to that information. Yeah. Go back to the same fucking religious book over and over and over again. I'm going to go back to my kind of like hit list of these are the most influential books that I've had. Man,
more books, like in the next 5 years, more good books will come out. Yeah. And then also, right now you've gone through every book you can find, but then in the next year you might get like 3 or 4 good recommendations. Yeah. It builds the repertoire and so on. Yeah. It's cool. You
expand into new areas, like the spirituality stuff. That's not something I would have ever considered or had time for, but it was like a natural flow from the amount of stuff that I have learned thus far, that it created that natural curiosity in me around those ideas. Maybe there's going to be more broader topics that are of interest of me that maybe aren't right now through that learning. So, exactly. Yeah. So basically that's going to be the plan. Once I get these fucking 100 books out of the way, then we double down on the ones that have been most useful. Sweet. Because there's been plenty of books that I've read and I'm getting quicker at discerning this book is or isn't going to be useful for me. Because I used to view them as like this, we talked about it before, that like you're kind of indebted to the book once you start it, that you have to finish it, or you have to try take in everything that it has to give. Obviously you want to give it its chance and see what's resonating, but I used to try force the resonation maybe a little bit more. Where now I have the idea that like the good shit will stick. If it's something that's relevant to me and important, it'll stick. It'll stand out. I'll be going through the book and it will naturally create an interest in me where I'll go, oh, that was a good line. Let me go back to that. Whereas without that, I don't need to try make every line a memorable line if it's not something that is applying to me. That's meant.
I like that. Yeah. You know, we said a while ago that sometimes you'll be reading with your eyes and not your mind. Do you find you're ever reading with your ears and not your mind when you're listening? Because it's a conscious effort to discern the relevance of information. So maybe, because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, when I'm listening or I'm physically reading, I'll just read. And if it, when it feels useful, it will be useful. But then there's a a dodgy one where sometimes you'll get to, typically when you're tired,
Yeah.
that
You just
I didn't
zone out.
take in that information.
Yeah. I think for whatever reason with myself, and you hear some people are visual learners, some people are like auditory, whatever, some people combination. I find for myself, listening, I find it much easier to zone out reading than I would listening. I think naturally when I'm listening, if something is relevant or interesting, it's like I'm like a meerkat. Like my ears are like, oh, that was a good bit. Let me go back and get that. Whereas when I'm reading, it's like I can be completely absent while I'm reading. I find it hard to ever be completely absent while I'm listening. So I could read something and then be like, I could not even tell you some of what that said. Like my brain was not present. It was not like taking in or downloading that information when I read it. I was thinking about something else when I was reading that. Yeah. When I'm listening, it's like I can almost always recall what was said, even if I'm doing something.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know why that is, but yeah, I would find it much easier to zone out reading than I would listening for whatever reason. But I talk to so many people who say that they can't, like they find it hard to listen to an audiobook.
A lot of people saying they don't like listening.
Yeah.
And they're like so stern about it. They're like, no, I don't like audiobooks.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that?
Yeah.
I just don't like them. Fair reading. Cool. Sure. You're not like you could tell when you ask some people something that they're not open, and sometimes you have the time. It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, I believe you.
Yeah. Let it be. Let it be. Let it pass through you.
Yeah.
But yeah, for whatever reason, audiobooks just resonate a lot. I think I listened to a lot of podcasts before I ever got into reading. Maybe it's the format just suits me for whatever reason. I don't know. The chicken or the egg, like did I fucking train myself to like that format because I listened to podcasts, or did I like podcasts because it suited
what is it that's more engaging with the listening than the
I don't know
I don't know either because it's the same for me.
Yeah, but then listening and reading simultaneously, bing bang boom, it's like your brain has multiple resources to pull from.
That's like bleeding. Yeah.
Elementary.
Yeah, I was kind of. Just when you're doing all the things at once, like.
Yeah. I've definitely.
Man, they need to come up with a way to eat the words as well.
Every time I read a book,
put the letters in your mouth.
Yeah. Sensory.
Yeah. Braille. Oh man. That's when it's game over. If you learn Braille.
Man, you're reading it this hand, you're Braille.
Oh, and it's speaking to you as well.
Fuck, I might learn Braille. Oh my
God.
There you go, you give me an idea. I might learn Braille.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Is there any other ways you can... Man, when are we going to be able to just fucking like
words.
Telepathy?
Oh man, I think it's game over when we can do that. Because all of a sudden, someone will press a button and we're like... Yes, master.
We're joking, we're laughing, but who fucking knows?
There.
Yeah, who fucking knows?
Yeah. Was it something the UK is bringing in, like a digital ID or something?
Oh,
fuck. So everything you do is on your ID?
Brother.
Brother.
Yeah. I think they have that in China, do they? Man, I heard a thing in China, if you rob something, man, your grandchildren are not allowed to leave the country. Like, man, 3 generations of your family is cooked.
Jesus, man.
No, that was second-hand information. I don't know if that's fully true, but that's what I heard. They're not going to let me into the country now and give fucking anti-governmental propaganda.
Yeah. No, we love China.
Yeah, I love China.
I love China. See, wearing the top and all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool.
That's cool.
Can't wait to go.
Man, in the UK, they fucking, even as is, did you ever get in a taxi and there's cameras on every like set of traffic lights? You can't what was it with you? One of the taxi drivers was saying it was like 4 a.m. and he like did not a soul on the road, like ran a red light or something. No, he didn't even run a red light. He like turned right where there was like a no right hand turn sign. It's fucking no one's there, man.
Yeah.
And then he got a letter in the post the next day for like £160 fine.
Woo.
Come on.
Come on.
4 a.m.
Man, there was a movie. There was it Captain America and the Winter Soldier, where they're setting S.H.I.E.L.D. up with like cameras to recognize every face on the planet and to discern whether or not they're likely to commit a crime based on certain criteria, dog. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Once they start to like get your digital ID, it's like you've looked at enough. Based on our criteria, AI says you're 40% more likely to commit a crime.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've noticed some cameras on like the traffic lights here, and I'm like, please don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, man.
Don't.
Sure. I feel like Ireland's so small still.
Yeah.
That I saw a clip.
We can't afford it.
I saw a post of some traffic lights getting speed cameras on them, and all the comments were like, "I'll be taking this down during the night." Yeah. All right, keep going.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Waze class because it just tells you like
Waze is good.
There's rats up ahead.
Waze is good. And then I'm always, considering how accurate is it gonna get, or like because okay.
How's it allowed?
How's it allowed? That's the big question.
Yeah.
And Google knows the thing.
Yeah.
And like Apple knows
Google
it's the
integrated it into Google Maps.
I saw a little bit of that. But then they're definitely just doing it in a way they don't put them all on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Wishy-washy there.
But how can you stop it? Man, the people. So long as the people come together.
People are strong, man, but there's ways around the people.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, I was gonna go into something pure like conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna say.
Oh, you want to hit it? You want to hit it on this? Man, just hit a little bit of it.
We're not gonna do it on the podcast.
Man,
no,
yeah,
okay. There was some video from like a KGB guy about like societal, like brainwashing. That whole thing of like integrating ideas into a school system and a college system to like influence the subsequent generations towards certain ideologies.
I think you brought this up to me.
Yeah.
And then, but you know what the issue is?
Huh.
That is a pretty good way to get people against those certain ideas as well. Yeah. Because, there's too snippy stuff to talk about. Yeah, I was going to bring up.
Let's just...
We're all safe and good. Pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is fucking going on?
Craziness. How was?
I wonder will we get loose enough to just go full conspiracy like on
Nah, dog, because they be checking people's social media when they're going into America and shit. I want to go to New York, dog. I want to be able to pop into Manhattan. You know what I mean? I don't want them to be like, "Yo, you said."
Yeah, on your podcast.
Yeah, about our commander in chief. I don't want that.
No. Keep it.
So how was Malta?
It was fantastic.
We'll talk about that after.
Yeah. The podcast after the podcast. Yeah. Man, we'll make people pay for that. We'll put a paywall up and then they can get the unadulterated
yeah, it's expensive. Was it good, Malta?
Malta was fantastic. Great trip. Really good trip. The Irish team did fantastic.
The left and right tattoo is class.
Yeah.
Who'd say that was?
One of the sub-junior lifters for Ireland has a tattoo of an L on his left foot and an R on his right foot, just in case he forgets.
And is it facing him or is it facing the people looking?
I don't know. I didn't get to see them. And then he has a tattoo that says "leg" on his leg. He said he bought like a tattoo machine on Amazon and just had at it like. And he tattooed his fingers and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, but it just keeps falling out."
Falling out. I like that.
So that was hilarious. The Irish team did amazing. I think had 2 gold medals, a silver medal, and then 4 bronze. So like a big haul for the team.
Yeah.
I think last year they said that there was like 1 medal.
Whoa.
That we got, so that's like a huge increase. Team did fantastic. We actually, I don't know what the calculations were behind it, but it was calculated of teams that had like more than 1 lifter. We had the highest percentage of successful attempts of any country or team.
Easy.
Yeah.
Adam has said before, why it's strange that our coaching for such a small nation is the best.
It is the best. Why is that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Why is that? Now, at the same time, maybe worth acknowledging, and this was one of the critiques that I heard. Because remember we were like, I can't remember what comp it was. It was like one of the Sweden comps, but we were like, the nickname was the mean machines because the average mean successful attempt selection, we were the highest.
Yeah.
It is easier to have a high successul, like...
The less people.
Well, the less competitive you are as well. So say like GB, when you're like jostling for position.
Good point.
If you're like trying to send it for like a first place podium spot, you may put on something that is a higher risk attempt.
Yeah.
When you're not in that position,
you're
probably not going to make as risky attempts.
That's
You're gonna just secure what a lifter
That's true.
has.
Either way, you should probably put the chip on when you're in a position to put it on. So, yeah.
But yeah, we're like
Pretty good.
We've great coaches.
Man,
Oh.
it's like, what's that thing? It's like, aliens come down, you got to send your top 3. I'm sending Adam and Jack, dog.
Yeah, brother.
handle, dog.
Yeah, man, I love that too.
Yeah.
Man, you could not be more like confident and secure when you got them two.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah, it was amazing at the comp. Like the other coaches there, Clarice and Jen. It was just great to be around them. The level of like organization and just like the care that they have for the team and the lifters.
Nice.
Because they've been doing those comps with like that kind of same group over and over and over.
Are they the Masters coaches as well?
Yeah. So they're going to South Africa for that too. So they just have they have a system.
Yeah.
It was really cool to be a part of that and just see that level of organization. Just like learn from them, take that, try uphold that standard myself for the uni team that I'll have.
Sick. It's exciting.
Yeah.
When's the next uni comp?
It's going to be in Feb, I believe, France.
Sick. All that? Is that what you said to me?
Yeah, I think it's wherever a comp has been before. I think they had Westerns in that place, wherever it is.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, that'll be really good. It was great to just be part of that. Yeah. So it was full on. It was like the 3 days coaching, and then had a couple of days afterwards. It was raining afterwards, but still just got to kind of unplug from everything and just why make that face? Why make that face?
I'm being non-judgmental. You unplug, brother.
Unplug from the world. Yeah, just got to relax. Just got to take it easy for a few days and then get back here. I was really excited to get back home.
See, like, did you get in the water at all?
No.
It was warmish, right?
Yeah, but was busy the days that it was like the nicest.
Oh, damn. You ate though.
Oh, it was like a food trip. It was like a food trip. Man, every Asian spot that they had, every Asian spot that they had in Malta, I was going to town. They couldn't keep me out of it.
Oh my goodness.
It was amazing. There was one spot in particular I went back to like 4 or 5
Was it
times.
Korean?
Yeah, it was Korean.
Man, that food was so good.
So nice.
So good.
It was the first time I've like had that.
Yeah.
But
man, how good would it be to go to Korea?
Amazing.
Man,
yeah. And Andrew Ryan was there.
Oh, he lived
he came back
for
like
ages.
6 kilos heavier.
Fair. You know what? Yeah. It's like, I'd rather, to be completely honest,
boy.
I'd rather be there and eat than be there and
naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I understand it, because he was saying, there's like a street food vendor that's like nearby that I'm frequenting.
You were thinking, man, come on, dog. It's just chipper. Leave it alone.
Nope. Now having experienced some of it, man, he's getting the authentic. Like he's getting it right
from the.
Yeah, I'm getting I'm getting the Maltese version. So how many Koreans are in Malta?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Even then, it was amazing. Even then, it was delicious.
Yeah, even then it was delicious. So imagine.
Man, we need to find some spots here. We should find some spots here. Frequent them.
We should frequent them.
Yeah.
I would like to do. Connor Campbell's gone to Japan, and he said that he's going to Korea first for a few days.
Oh,
we should do that.
Good chat. Yeah, I like that.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
2 and 1.
Yeah. Man, make it fucking even bigger. Go over.
Yeah.
Do a few spots. Hit them all up.
What's next after that?
I don't know, just all around like fucking Southeast Asia, just everything.
Yeah.
All those spots, like fucking hit up Bali, Thailand, while you're at it.
Bali, Thailand,
Cambodia, hit some
their
Vietnam,
ones. Wait, you're listing pairs, man.
Yeah.
It's like Korea and Japan you do.
Yeah.
Bali and Thailand.
Yeah.
And then Vietnam, Cambodia. Is there like a circle of places to do there?
Yeah. Man, just do the whole Asia. Just
Where's Singapore?
I think that's closer to like Japan fucking type vibe.
Okay.
Malaysia. Hit a bit of Malaysia.
Cool.
Man, apparently Philippines, most beautiful spot.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Apparently so beautiful.
Yeah.
The couple of people I've talked to who have gone there have said like favorite spot in the world.
Sweet.
So I'd love to go to the Philippines. I'd love to do Asia. And the food would be incredible.
Of course you would.
Incredible. Yeah. And I'll do it. I'm gonna do it, brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. You won't be able to stop me.
No, I'm not gonna. Bro.
No one could stop me.
No.
No one. Literally no one could stop me.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd love to go as well.
Yeah. So you've been traveling too?
Yeah, Amsterdam.
Yeah.
We talked about it briefly before we hit record, but this trip completely reframed my view or perception of Amsterdam, I thought, or I just associated with people who want to go over and smoke weed without getting in trouble.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And stags and hens and stuff like that. We stayed with a friend of ours, myself and Sean. Friend closer to Sean, but close to me by virtue of being close to Sean. We get on great now. Not that we never got on great, more now we're even closer. And we stayed with him, and he lived beside a park adjacent to the city. So we were hiring mopeds to the centre of the city. It was like a 10-minute moped. Sean drove fast, but it was still a 10-minute moped. Man, beautiful city, beautiful architecture. It's reclaimed land. Did you know that?
No, what does that mean?
That
As
it was
in
water. Yeah, and then they built it up. That's why the canal system was so organised.
Nice.
And everything's beautiful. Love to just walk around, man. Just see everything. The food is incredible. We ate as well. We ate a lot of food. We hit up 2 saunas. We trained. We got in like 20k steps. A day, not just the whole trip. We spent a lot
over
of time.
the week.
Spent a lot of time with friends. Man, great time. Really good time.
Nice.
And didn't engage once with that side of things.
Yeah.
I'm not actually, though I know we're vowing to not be judgmental, I don't even care about people who want to do that stuff. As in, I'm not avoiding judgment. I just don't care. And if that's your buzz, absolutely. It just wasn't ours in particular. And I think the reason where we were staying mattered was because we had the mopeds. It's like the entire city opened up. So it is only a small subsection of the city where you're seeing kind of weed products and you're smelling it and people are drunk and all this. But it's like, same, if you were to get a hotel in Temple Bar in Dublin, for those of you who are Irish would know, you're probably going to think, Jesus, Irish people are drunk and messy, things are expensive and whatever. But it's like, no, if you got like a hotel south side of the city, like some friends of ours soon, where it's a little bit removed, a little bit quieter, man, then you're seeing the real deal.
Yeah, the authentic living experience.
Yeah. And that's what we got. We got to live in Amsterdam. We did go through these areas, but it wasn't a case of this is what Amsterdam is. It's, Amsterdam, you can engage in that if you want.
Yeah.
It's not the big deal.
Fantastic.
Really good.
A lovely trip.
Yeah, really nice trip.
Training stuff was good for you?
Training stuff was good, fun to be in a commercial gym. Training on non-power bar, 20 kilo plates. They had good enough equipment though, like it wasn't the slums of gyms because we've been in every end of the spectrum. But I actually enjoyed that more than if I had have gone to a power gym, I think.
Excellent.
I think I just needed a little bit of removal from that because over and over and over again you start to, as much as I try to be ambivalent towards how things are feeling, and I do have to bring myself back, it's still difficult because I do have to bring myself back sometimes and I'm like, this is not moving well. Then session after session. So at least when you're on a different medium of training, even though it's the same thing, it's different enough that if it moved bad, I wouldn't have cared, but it moved well and I was happy and got good training in, especially despite racking up a ton of steps, more than usual, eating different foods. That would typically be a concern. Of course, we're still aiming to a bunch of calories, bunch of protein and so on, a bunch of water. But yeah, man, great time. Really good time. I'd recommend it. I'd go back. Of course, I still want to explore the rest of the world. But would you go to America now? I keep in conversations hearing a lot of people saying, I wouldn't like to go to America just because it's very volatile and like the society just seems volatile. But I would still love to go to some of the main spots. Like right now, I'd love to go to New York because I haven't been since I was a kid. I would love the parks in Florida and I want to go to Texas, Nashville,
like Houston, Austin,
all that. I would love to go,
Yeah, I think if I was to go, the main place that would be of interest are like kind of the big cities in Texas. Yeah. For whatever reason. I think just like fitness, comedy, like the culture around there is probably what appeals the most. Yeah. Can see the concern around the volatility. But same time, likelihood is as a tourist, you're not really going
you're not going over to get involved in the politics of living there. Yeah. You're going over just to buy some shit and look around. So I think we'd be okay. Like,
I think so.
Yeah, I'd like to go. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know, for whatever reason, it has seemed like inaccessible. I know you can just go on a tourist visa and it's fine. Yeah. But for whatever reason, it seemed like you've gone there, so obviously you
Yeah.
know it's fine.
It's there.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it just seems like inaccessible to me. It's like seems like it's so far away. But I've lived in Australia for a year, so like Australia,
That's even farther.
Yeah, Australia seems more accessible than America to me for
Funny,
some reason.
because to me, Australia's
Yeah.
like, nah, the trip is so long.
Yeah.
I guess it would cost us a lot of money to spend a substantial amount of time in America.
Yeah.
So that probably comes up immediately for me. Is like, yeah, I would need to save up a substantial
so
bit.
much.
Yeah. So then, do you go for longer when you're there because the flights are so expensive?
Man, I heard that. Oh fuck! I doubt it's still going on, but someone was saying that there was a mad deal with like one airline going to America that like return flights for like €350.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
pretty
insane. Like,
Yeah,
um,
that's pretty good because you'd be paying that for Europe a lot of the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you'd be paying the bones of $1,500 more, like American back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to go. I would like to go.
Yeah.
So much stuff happening over there in terms of like content creation or
Yeah,
things in that world.
a lot of that stuff.
I was watching Chris Williamson's video about his health stuff. He
Oh,
said when he moved over there, the podcast had like 250k subscribers, and in the space of a year, it got up to like 2 million. Now, obviously, that'll just like compounding growth, but being in that environment of being around so many high-profile people, yeah.
I want to
Crazy.
watch the most recent one with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
He's an
another
interesting
one.
person.
I really like him.
He's cool, yeah.
Yeah, I really like him.
He is one of the, I don't want to say Mount Rushmore because there's not only 4
Yeah.
actors, but he is like
Yeah,
S tier actor of our generation.
Yeah.
He's a higher generation of our generation of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sick. You know who else?
Who?
As cheesy as a lot of his movies are, The Rock.
Fair.
Man, he's a pillar of acting. It's just that he plays himself
Yeah.
all the time. Every movie he's in, it's like, oh, The Rock's in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Man, I'm so out of touch with like current happenings.
Yeah.
Because I'm spending so much time just like just reading books.
Yeah.
Everything I'm reading is like thousands of years
Oh,
old.
there's books actually that are a little bit removed, but you have read a few. Is like biographies and autobiographies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you touched on many of those?
Not as many, but I think that might be the next like
Avenue.
world I go into. Yeah. Just learning about people, because there's a podcast, I think it's called Founders.
Yeah.
That someone recommended to me, someone that I like look up to a lot, and they said that's like the only thing that they consume, and it's just the stories of people who founded different companies and organizations and their like backgrounds and the struggles and strifes that they went through. So I'd say that's something that I'll probably start consuming. But like, I can't remember the last time I watched a podcast like that. Chris Williamson thing about his health. That was the first YouTube video that I've watched in ages. So yeah, I need to get back into the world. I need to know what's that. Well, I don't even really want to get back into the world, but yeah, I'm not up to like contemporary happenings. I only saw that there was the Matthew McConaughey podcast since watching that latest video.
There was one with Bonnie Blue and
I think I heard about this.
a woman. I don't know if
Was she just
psychology
like a
was a
psychologist?
professional. I think maybe a psychologist who kind of say self-identified as being
A little bit more
against the
conservative,
sex
like,
revolution. Yeah, a little bit more conservative, and has written a book like against the sexual revolution.
Yeah.
Say, I watched the first 40 minutes. It was interesting.
Yeah.
To observe those.
Any
I need
musings?
to finish it.
Yeah.
I need to finish it, which is an awful way to talk about that.
Yeah. I was gonna ask what you make of it, but I mean, my non-judgmental, just let it be. It's nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not something I'm gonna engage with. And you know what I realized actually? I had this thought when I was hanging up my washing the other day, which is weird because I can just picture where I was when I had it. Because I had heard about that video, and I was like, to be honest, it's not something I have an opinion on. It's nothing to do with me, and I don't actually want to give any of my mental energy and attention to it.
Yeah.
I think your attention is like one of the most valuable assets you have.
Correct.
And I don't want to put my attention into something such as that.
Yeah.
You do your thing. It's nothing to do with me, and I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
Because I think consuming that stuff would drag me into the judgment of what I think of the situation, what I think of the person, what I think is right and wrong.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't want those thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't want them. I don't need them.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with me, and I don't want any of your stuff.
Yeah. That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
Any other ongoings at the moment? Relevant? What month is it?
What month is
October.
it? October?
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, tax season.
Tax season.
Yeah.
Halloween. Crimbo. Graduation in December.
Going to Sweden, IPF coach course,
Yes. When is that?
December.
Yeah.
Kind of mid-December, I think.
Cool.
A little bit before Christmas.
Exciting. Could be a fun one.
That'd be
Or
good.
is it just purely for the course and then?
It's mandatory for head coaches, so
Yeah.
like have to do it, but should be good, should be interesting. It's in the Alico HQ, which I did junior worlds.
Junior during COVID.
My first world championships. So that was nice. It'd be cool to go back there again now, being more experienced. It's
Yeah.
cool revisiting these like venues further on.
Yeah.
Be doing that. That'll be good. That'll be interesting. Fucking revamped my whole website. We'll be launching that later this evening.
Sick.
Very
Instagram
happy.
post.
Maybe. First session with TUD later on today as well, the university.
Nice. What's involved? Do you know? Do you?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll see when we get there, like who is present. I believe there'll be a lot of lifters who already have a coach, already work with someone. So obviously I'm not going to interfere in that
Yeah.
regard.
But you're there if they want to discuss
Yeah,
things.
anything. Just fucking, they can ask
Literally
me
anything.
whatever. Yeah. And then we'll just see how many new people show up, people who haven't experienced powerlifting before, don't have a coach, and probably do like a little bit of a workshop-y type deal, like introduce them to the comp lift for the first day and then
Cool.
give them a program thereafter.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Fun.
So that'll be fun.
Let me know
It'll be
how that
interesting to
goes.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
Keep you posted on that.
Sick.
Anything else in your world?
No, that's what I was trying to run through there.
Yeah.
No, nothing in particular. A little bit more, like I was away for the week, so just admin stuff.
Yeah.
I caught up on a bunch of programs yesterday. A couple admin bits to get back to, and though I applied to that job, I still want to keep a lookout because I'm sure there's loads of people who applied to that job with similar credentials and start applying or kind of get a good grasp on when the windows are to apply to doctorate programs. They're hard to get into, so I want to get applying to them. But I think I'd be applying, well, I think there's some I'd be applying for next September, which isn't that far. But then there's some that it's the next September.
Okay.
So I need to know where I'm at and where I'm going. So get applying to those and
Nice.
get back doing everything in my routine. But chilling a lot, yeah.
Hell yeah. Seeing the beauty in the world.
Seeing their beauty, yeah.
Letting life just unfold.
Letting life unfold.
Yeah.
Enjoying it for what it is. Man, that was a nice episode.
That was a really nice episode.
Touched on a lot of ideas. Glad.
I
It's
enjoyed
been
that.
like 2 weeks or more, probably 3 weeks. But even the topics we covered there made me feel positive about life in the world. So thank you.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Likewise. Right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify.
Yeah.
You can like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, do all those kind of things.
Hit the bell.
Yeah.
Tinker bell.
See you in the next one.